All right, I'm here with Coach Williams. Coach, Christmas time's always a very, very busy time, especially for Bath County basketball the last couple of years. Last year went to Gatlinburg. This year went to Gatlinburg. Probably didn't turn out as good as last year, but I think some positives probably came out of it.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get when you go to these tournaments in Gatlinburg. They have 5 or 6 different brackets, and they kind of match you up with your success from last season. And we had 16 wins last year and had 3 or 4 starters back, so it put us in a little bit tougher bracket. And we drew a team out of Summertown, Tennessee, a really good team. Just to be honest with you, they were better than us in all phases of the game. I didn't play particularly well, and uh, you know, then we play a really good, well coached Hazard team. If you're familiar with Al Holland, his teams are always very solid defensively. uh, and those kids have been playing together a long time. In the second round, just competed down 5 right before the half, and they hit a 3 at the buzzer. It seemed like we never could recover after that. And then the last day, ran into a team out of Landrum, South Carolina. Pretty even matchup, except their point guard, really really good player, little left-handed kid, went off for 42 on us. So you have to look at that tournament. It's just a tough situation for us to play 3 really good teams. To be honest, probably 3 teams a little bit better than us right now, but it's no secret our schedule's been pretty tough, and I think we'll grow from it. Our kids had a really good time down there. They got to spend a lot of time together, and I think they become a lot closer as a team. And I think that'll pay off for us in the long run.
All right, come back with the Dan Schwartz Classic, which many, many people have talked about already. How great it was and how well it was ran, and you had a very, very tough opponent who ended up being in the finals. You really didn't do yourself any favors with Anderson County.
No, you try to accommodate the teams and try to make the bracket out around October, and we did that. And on paper, Anderson County um, didn't look like they were going to be that tough this year, and so we took them the first round. A really good game. We battled. We had them down early, 5 or 6 points, and uh, they made a run right before the half and kind of extended that a little bit and ended up beating us 7 points. But I thought our kids really played hard that night, and it was one of those losses that, again, you kind of say, hey, they're a little bit better than us, but we're getting there. And I thought our kids grew up a little bit that night and competed and battled there at home. And then it put us against Estill County in the second round, defending 14th region champs, and we played really well the second half. Um, you know, Struggled early. We kind of let them control the tempo on us, and kind of got us in a methodical type game. And Coach Bentley does a good job at Estill doing that. But we come out the second half, played really, really well, scored 52 points in the second half, and really, I think you might look back at that halftime uh, turnaround, and it might be what turns our season around, hopefully. And we follow that up with a really, really good win over Russell uh, on Saturday. And going into the game, looked like a really, really even matchup. Uh, Russell looked really good the first 2 days of our tournament, and just it's really hard to explain how well our kids played against Russell. Beating them 90 to 51, and just shot the ball exceptionally well. We hit 15 threes, and uh, just something to build on.
Speaking of that individual performance, one of the best of the season, and probably a little closer to your heart with your son Brooks Williams hitting nine threes.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say that was pretty special to me. Brooks has worked hard, especially on his shooting, and he gets 7 in the first half when the game's kind of close. And we, in the back of our mind, we know the school record's 8, and he comes out to start the third quarter, hits his 8th one, and gets pretty much hammered into the bleachers, gets a big knot on his head. So he's sitting over there on the bench, uh, knowing that school record's looming, but does he have a concussion? And so, and then the game goes to a running clock. So, time's ticking away there, and how fast those games go when the clock starts running. And we stick him back in, and he hits his ninth pretty much immediately, and we were able to get him out of there while he still can remember things. So, just a special time for me and Brooks and our team. And the great thing about our team wanted him to get that so bad. They would have probably.
Yeah, they were egging him on to go back in.
Yes, they wanted him to go back in bad, and we got him some ibuprofen and got him back in there, and it was a really fun time. And again, I think we'll look back at the halftime of the Estill County game and see a time when we turned it around, and it was great to rally around what Brooks did, and we hit a bunch more threes besides him. So we're just what we wanted to do there is become closer as a team and get started playing good basketball here as we head into January.
This week, right back to it. Big one at Menifee, and then Nicholas at home.
Yeah, anytime you got a district game at Menifee, it's going to be really, really tough. Coach Schwartz does a really good job, especially over there, and it's going to be a tough place to go in and win. We're going to try to ride the momentum we built in that Dan Schwartz Classic and go over there and play with some confidence and hopefully come out there with a W.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you, Scott.